Hey everybody, I know it's been a bit of a minute, but I've been kind of busy recently. I was out of town for a weekend and I was finishing up my master's thesis, so you'll have to forgive me for kind of going MIA for a minute, but I'm back and in my new apartment now. So I thought it'd be fun. I was thinking of what I wanted to share with you guys other than what I've shared already, and I was thinking it would be kind of fun to flip through my Inktober sketchbooks from 2018. Maybe even look at the little zine that I ended up getting put together that I sent to my friend Ayana in a previous video. So first of all, this sketchbook is the Croc book from Claire Fontaine. I seriously love this thing. It was like $4 and the quality of the paper, like I used black ink for the whole month. Not a bleed through in sight. Super smooth. Seriously, I could not recommend it more. It's super nice sized. Perfect to stick in your bag. I love these freaking things. I have 3 of them. That's how much I love them. But this one does not have any Inktober drawings in it. These 2 do. I thought one would be sufficient for Inktober, but not. It was not. So here we go. So my theme for Inktober was, I didn't follow the official one. I chose to follow a separate Inktober prompt list, which I'm now forgetting what it's called. I'll find it and share it. But I have all the prompts in here. I guess I can show you this. I took my completed sketchbook to a local printing press and had her print up each image with the prompt words. So yeah, my whole plan was to follow this little witch, and I wanted to only use black ink the whole month, just nothing but black ink. I know that Inktober, you know, the whole point is to just use black ink, but not everybody does, and that's totally fine. I just decided I wanted to challenge myself and do it that way. So the first one was witch, as you saw. This is black cat, her beautiful big black cat. Cryptid was the next one, which I actually recorded myself drawing this way long ago, and I ended up not ever posting that anywhere. I originally recorded it for the shop that my mom owns. I was going to post it on Instagram, but I think that the file might have been a little bit too big or something. I can't remember why I didn't end up posting it. But I have this, I don't do it in every picture, but I like to take something from the previous day's picture. So here's the witch. And then the second day we had the witch and the cat. And then on the third day we have cryptid, which here's the cat right here. And here's our little cryptid, a jackalope. So this is inside the witch's cottage. The next day was, oh, I skipped one. No, I didn't. I guess I didn't skip one. The next day was mushroom, which I love mushrooms. My tote bag that I carry everywhere is mushrooms, and I recently got a mushroom mask, so I guess I'm really just committing to the mushroom life. I love drawing hands. These are not the best hands I've ever done, but I really, it's because I'm a Gemini, I think. I really enjoy drawing hands. So here's laboratory was the next prompt. You can see the mushroom cutting board from the previous one. This was so much fun to do. So stressful though, drawing all these teeny tiny little leaves. I used a Kuretake brush pen, which was really, this was my first foray into brush pens as well. It has a really fine tip, but still, it was pretty stressful to try to get all the little details, like these little lines in the book. Oof, matchy matchy. Next was, let me check my list, Ghost. Ghost. Here's the black cat again. Got a ghost cleaning up for the witch. And if you see here, this is a zoomed out image of what was in this drawing. There's the mortar and pestle and the book and the bottle, the cutting board. And then our lovely ghost. She's got her box of herbs and her book of spells labeled, you know, as you do. The next one was Haunted Object, which I have a haunted ghost. She's singing, you know, just like the ghost was. Maybe this is the ghost. There's the broom from the previous drawing. This cactus is actually based on a cactus that we have at my mom's stationery shop, and I was like, what should I put in this window that I've drawn? I'll put in this cactus. Next was Yokai, which I cannot recall the name of this one that I chose, but yokai are like Japanese cryptids specifically. And yeah, he's like a little dog thing with a human's face. So this is a view out the window that we saw in the last one. As you can see, here's the cactus. If you couldn't tell what that was, that's the cactus. Got a little fairy ring of mushrooms. Next was Baby Spider. Here's Mama Spider back here, and Baby Spider right here. And our witch greeting both spiders. This one is Lagoon Creature. So we have the witch going to visit the local lagoon creature, like a good neighbor, you know, like any good neighbor. Would be rude not to stop by and say hello every once in a while. This one was Bat, which I love this guy. I think it looks like he's in a music video or something, with his little wing draped over the apple like that. I think it's so funny. And this was my first experience with really bad smudging. I did not color it in the way that I should have, where I went from this corner and worked down, because I'm right-handed. I was just kind of coloring all over the page, and I kept dragging my fingers through things, and so that was disappointing, but nothing can be done about it, so whatever. Learning experience. Vampire, which is a very good neighbor, I like to think, you know. I don't know what that plane is doing, if you guys can hear that. Here's the fireplace from the cryptid drawing. Then we have Grave or Coffin, which I decided to do the vampire's purse sitting on the fireplace. Here's the fireplace grate. So I thought it would be kind of cute to do her purse as a coffin instead of actually drawing a real coffin. Got her little bag of blood hanging out. That's a little black wing pencil. I'm not sure what that is. Lipstick, I guess? I can't recall. This is from 2018. I don't think I mentioned that. This is Inktober 2018, so you'll have to forgive me. It was not that recent. So this is Skeleton. Was the prompt for this day. I was really I recall very strongly being stressed out about drawing a full skeleton. So my boyfriend suggested I do a skeleton sitting in a hot tub, and I was like, now that I can work with. So I ended up putting him in this little like hot spring, I'm not sure, outside of the witch's home. Here she is sitting outside, hanging out with him. Seems to be a little haunted as well, huh? And then we have owl, which was my first foray into drawing birds. This will not be the last bird that you see. I don't know why I ended up drawing so many birds. I'm not particularly good at it, but you know, that's just what ended up happening. So this is in her kitchen. You can see a pie cooling over here, a candle, a little hanging basket, and his little perch where he can sit on. The next day was Goblin, which here he is smelling the delicious pie the witch just put together. And the owl's a little not pleased with it. That was another experience of smudging my ink right there with the little owl's eyes. I love how this little goblin turned out. I think he's pretty precious, I'm not gonna lie. Love those ear piercings, man. Next we have, if I can fold this page, werewolf. I really, like I said, because I was working in black ink, which was, I mean, obviously I've worked in black ink before, but I really didn't have that much experience working with it, so I decided I wanted to try some different things. So I tried a pitch black drawing where everything is lit by the moon. So you see obviously the tree and the wolf. This is supposed to be her little cabin, her little cottage. This is supposed to be the chimney and a billow of smoke, the windows, and there's the glowing hot spring that the skeleton was in. I'm not sure how successful this was, but I think it taught me a lot. And that's what really matters, right? Next we have rats, the return of the black cat, and the nicely labeled herbs box. And these two sweet little rat friends. This one looks like a rat that I used to own in college. Cookies and Cream. We had two rats. That was their name. Those were their names, I suppose. Seance. I love this one. This is one of my favorite ones. I love the all black background and the mirror here, and I love how her hat looks and how her hair turned out. And I love drawing melty candles. Serpent. Ooh. I'm so sorry, sir. Serpent was the next prompt word. I'm not sure what it means when you wake up in the morning and you find an Ouroboros on your door, but that's what happened to her this morning. He ended up looking a little wormish instead of serpentish, but he's also smiling, which that was not purposeful. Now we had alien was the next one, which at first I was like, I'm really not sure how I can incorporate this word into the theme that I've been doing thus far. And then I realized, well, I could just throw her on a broom and, you know, she's a very neighborly person, so what's stopping her from saying hello to the neighbors in the sky, you know? This is so interesting. As I'm flipping through, I'm realizing I have a tendency to draw so high on the page. There's always such a big gap down here, and then it's like squeezed in at the top. Next, if I recall correctly, yeah, pumpkin, which I had no obligation to draw a bird in this one, but I decided to anyway. I love ravens. They're one of my favorite animals. I have a tattoo of one on my arm. That's how much I love them. I guess it's a skull, but regardless, I loved drawing these pumpkins. This is one of my favorite ones. I even like how the raven turned out. Then this one was Monster Freestyle. So I chose to draw a Kelpie, probably the lake monster's friend. Bog monster, whatever he was. I'm not a big fan of horses, but I think he looks pretty rad. She looks pretty rad. Yeah, I do like how that one turned out. And then, I was practicing. I ran out of room. I ran out of room in this one. So, that's what this one's for. This is the one I had to pick up to finish the series. So then I had Hunter's Moon. This is not one of my favorites, I'm gonna be honest. I just think it's kind of boring, but I could not really think of what to do other than this. Dark Forest is the next one. I don't really have a lot to say except for who could that be? And who could that be? I will say I do like how her little ring of light turned out. Oh, see this now. This I think might be my favorite one that I did. This one is Toad. If you can see here, this is a jar of Toad's eyes. Then I have some lavender, ginger, rose water, cinnamon, honey, a little pear honey jar, eucalyptus, what is this? Blackberries, apricot. My penmanship has gotten a lot better in the last 2 years, so. And then don't even ask me what these up here are. These little bottles, I cannot read them. But this is definitely one of my favorite ones that I did. I just like all the texture, all the wood grain, and then the little flowers, the little cinnamon inside of the cinnamon jar. Oh, and this is Heather's wine right here. Yeah, I love this one. I spent so long on this one. Swamp Thing. Welcome to the Wax Museum. I didn't know what to do because I'd already done this one. And it was like, well, where can I go from here? So I thought it would be fun for the Witch and the Vampire to visit the local wax museum and see how inaccurate the human's idea of a swamp creature is. Because he's got this little mustache parts, he's got a fin on his head. So I thought that that would be kind of funny. Then we had actual Raven as the prompt. So we have a pallid bust of Pallas above the door, and the Raven perched upon the pallid bust of Pallas. I don't know, is this like a little nook above the door, I guess? I've never really thought about the physics of this little nook above a front door. Then we've got the bookcase right here. The next prompt was Mary Shelley, which this is a close-up of the bookcase that was in the last one. So you can see Frankenstein, the collected works of Edgar Allan Poe. Wow, my cursive has gotten so much better. Identifying herbs and fungi. Kind of a boring one, not really much to say. Frankenstein was the second to last prompt. So I did a Frankenstein kitty. I think he's kind of cute. I think he's kind of gross, but I think he's kind of cute. Got a little Scottish fold here. And the final prompt was Bride, which this is kind of a stretch, but our black cat has found a little buddy to fall in love with. So they're curled up together on the couch, on a chair. This is not a couch. And yeah, so those are my Inktober sketchbooks. So like I said, after I finished them, I took them to Bremerton Letterpress and had Merritt, the owner of Grammar Salon Press, put together these little zines for me to give to my friends and to my family. I chose to put 4 on a page, otherwise they would have been very long and kind of expensive. And I also just like how they look together. I think the story plays a lot better when they're all together like this. And then I finish each one with one of my stamps. This is my B stamp, one of my favorite stamps. One of the first stamps I ever carved after high school. And yeah, only 31 were printed. I know that this is 30, but it was only supposed to be 30, and then I was signing all of them and realized that Merritt had given me an extra. So that's my Inktober from 2018. I tried to do it last year, but because I was in grad school, it didn't really happen. I did like the first 4 days and then I stopped. I do plan on trying to do it this year, and I think because I won't be in school, I might actually be able to do it, but fingers crossed, here's hoping. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my walkthrough of my Inktober sketchbooks and then my Inktober zine. If you have any questions, let me know. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.